r/AskReddit, what's something only done by poor people and very rich people? Dude, you aren't kidding. Go out to BFE and some of those people will have a house falling down but like 20 dogs, 10 cats, 8 non-laying hens, an angry ass rooster, poop everywhere, and be like, we really want a new puppy. Like for what? Every dog they have has got lice/ticks/sores/etc. We know someone living with their elderly family and they just won't stop buying random pets despite not even being able to pitch in for food/utilities/etc. Both have their kids taken care of by poor people. Both also have their house cleaned by poor people. Taking money from the government. Paying little to no taxes. Socialize the risk. Privatize the rewards. The American way. The poor are entitled to way more back in their taxes, they just can't afford an accountant who knows how to exploit the system. Taking the risk to pay the fine for getting caught rather than playing by the rules. Very rich people won't even be aware there was a fine. It would be taken care of without his/her knowledge. Removed. Not buying anything made by Louis Vuitton. Haha, this truly is a middle-class aspirational brand. I think Coach is along the same lines but maybe for an older audience. I told my wife once after some girl was bragging about her Louis and the collection she had that, hey, I know you aren't a keeping up with the Jones type, but if you want something nice like that, that's fine, it's not like we are blasting money away on the regular, and she was like, no, honestly that stuff is tacky. I love her and her pragmatism. Outside showers. And outside toilets. A lot of rich people dress like slobs because they don't care cause they're rich. There was an article about yacht sales talking about how to spot buyers over lookers. Designer handbags and expensive label clothing? Pass. The guy who looks like he just rolled out of bed? Bingo. Buy everything with loans. The key difference being the rich leverage their assets and can get a better return elsewhere, while the poor have to borrow money because there's no more cash under the mattress. Staying at home getting drunk instead of going to work. For that reason, they both have furniture pieces that are individual rather than a set. The middle class buy a lounge set where the couches all look the same. Get driven around by professional drivers. The number of folks I've met who rely on Uber to get them to their $12/HR fast food job is staggering. I currently do mental health skill building and I essentially drive $0 income people do the plasma center or doctor's offices and then back to their $50 a month rooms at a sober living house. BTW, and totally random, anyone hiring? Getting married in their backyard. Asking for government handouts. And, oddly enough, the middle class is more infuriated by the poor people doing this than the rich. And the poor folks are way more likely to be ashamed to ask. The poor don't have PR departments or their own newspapers. I saw a post once, I can't remember the exact wording, but it essentially said, depending on what background you come from depends on how people look at you for being bilingual or for taking drugs. The more I thought about it, the more I think it's true. In England, anyway. Gambling. Risk-taking. Own business. Drugs. I knew some aristocrats growing up. Ma was a heroin addict along with the others. Born into wealth, you got nothing to do all day. Lots of sex and drugs. Lots of drinking. The only other people I knew living like that were in the generational social housing trap. Higher likelihood of becoming drug addicts. Poor people and rich people have got one thing working people don't: time. I'm destined for greatness or failure. Pretend they are middle class. Speak more than one language. Have other people raise their kids. Expectation of government aid in financial crisis. Having a bunch of kids by different people. I've known a bunch of very rich families where large numbers of kids are various collections of half/step siblings. Same with poor people. Normally in the very rich families they are taken care of, in a monetary sense at least. Though also, my uncle is a wealthy man with an army of kids and baby mamas and he is an excellent dad. His kids are suspiciously normal/grounded. Go to auctions. They're great fun. Never know what y'all run into. Can get all kinds of things for cheap. Go hungry. Rich people, to lose weight. Poor people, because they can't afford food. Most poor people in the US are fat. Neither pay taxes. Live in hotels. Yes, but when poor people do drugs, it's a crime. And when rich people do drugs, it's a scandal. Not paying taxes. Having a view of the city from their window. Not having a permanent place to live, always moving around/sleeping at different places every night. They both worry about money. Camping. There's just various levels. Having multiple love interests. Having children young. Voting Republican. Rocking second-hand clothes. It's either a budget-friendly thrift store find or a high-end vintage fashion statement. The middle ground seems to miss out on the thrill of the hunt. Both the poor and the rich often indulge in the timeless act of dreaming, whether it's out of necessity for a better life or for the luxury of envisioning grander possibilities. Every trust fund kid I knew in college had a crippling drug habit and about half a dozen dealers on his phone. I always wondered if they just found each other because of money and caused the problem, or if Borden was seeking out an escape. Not dressing to the nines every time they go out. Living in San Francisco. Very minimalistic interior. Not pay income tax. Driving really old cars. Drinking alcohol at noon. Also, owning multiple cars. Rich because they can. Poor because their newer car can still break down any day and the old one isn't that broken yet, so it's a backup or parts car. Mainly a rural thing, as land is cheap and you're allowed to have a rusting car on your lawn. Caring for exotic animals seems to be the exclusive hobby of the very wealthy and the very poor, with little in between. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.